Hello and welcome to today's video review, and today we're going to cover the School of Chronomancy and how it has changed in the second edition. Alright, so with Chronomancy, all the schools have 8 spells still. But what they've done with the Chronomancies is they've tweaked some of the spells. And let's take a quick look at them. Crumble this is actually really, it's a will. When you use the crumble, you're using it on a piece of terrain that's hopefully, under like a bridge or something that someone's going to fall through when this happens. So now a person who's subject to that crumble, because they're standing on the thing that's crumbling, they have a will roll they'll have to make, but the target value is now 22. That's a pretty hard, will roll to make. So it doesn't matter what your casting value is, and by the way, the casting value is still 10 for Crumble, but it is a 22 target value. So likely you're going to take some falling damage. So be careful when your opponent has the Crumble spell and you're on a height. Now the thing though, it's really cool, is the Crumble spell now works on the Wall spell and can affect the Wizard Eye spell. So if it's cast on a Wall spell, the wall is gone. Okay, if it basically cancels the wall spell. If you cast it on an object or piece of terrain that has a Wizard Eye on it, if it's successful, the Wizard Eye is gone. It basically falls right and becomes useless. So that's actually very useful now. You now have a counter to 2 of those other spells that other magic users might use. Okay, not too bad. Okay, Fast Act. Now, no changes. It still costs 8 is casting value. However, you can only cast it on warband members and uncontrolled creatures. You cannot cast it on yourself, and not on a unit that's already activated. Okay, so essentially the reason is the Fast Act no longer uses a special phase at the beginning of the turn, right, before wizards go, right? Instead, what it allows you to do is act in, let me read it exactly here, will activate at the end of the current phase. So, for example, if you have your wizard, let's say you group activate, you activate with 3 of the guys around him, they all move, so 4 guys that moved, you cast your Fast Act spell, you can target any of your warband members or uncontrolled creatures except for any of them that activated with you. Okay. If the apprentice casts it, obviously same thing. Can't cast on anyone activated with him or that activated with the wizard, but anybody else. So basically it allows you to pull soldiers from the soldier phase or apprentice phase up into the current wizard phase, at the end of the wizard phase. Or, even more fun, you can cast an uncontrolled creature and basically give that creature a chance to act early in the round instead of later. So think about a time when your opponent in their wizard phase is in combat with a beast, or is in a position where the beast creature can attack them. They're not in combat yet, but they're about to be. If the wizard can go first, he can get away or damage the creature. If you cast this on that uncontrolled creature, that creature then close in and now put the spellcaster in combat. If he survives that first round, well, that means that caster is not casting a spell this round. So it can be very useful if you play your cards properly in that one. Okay, so Fast Act does have some real changes to it. Now, Petrify and Slow haven't changed at all, except they've gone down. Their casting value is now 10. It used to be, I think, 12 each. Now it's 10, so it's a little easier to cast. Time Walk, this one's definitely got some differences. The casting value has now dropped to 14. That's only on yourself like it was before. But 14 is at least a lot more manageable than it used to be. It now acts differently, though. Instead of Time Walk allowing you to basically save up your activation and activating twice later, what you do now is you activate in your normal phase, cast the spell, and then you get to take an action in the apprentice phase with this wizard, and you get to take an action with this wizard in the soldier phase as well. So that's how the 2 additional actions are woven out through the turn. So it's not you don't get another activation. You simply get 2 more actions, one each in the apprentice phase and the soldier phase. So that's not so bad, but it definitely does kind of limit your options a little bit. You got to plan this a little more carefully. Now, the thing is, though, it no longer damages you 2 health if you're unsuccessful, but if you cast Time Walk in 2 consecutive turns, you take 8 damage. So that would be a very desperate situation. Even if you're successful, you're going to take 8 damage. So you may really, you have to be in a bad spot to actually want to cast this in 2 consecutive turns. So give that some thought. So other than that, Fleet Feet's the same. Again, one comment about Fleet Feet. You have +2 movement on it, but if it has Fleet Feet, has been given to something, the potion of speed cannot take it above 9. So if you've cast your Fleet Feet on your treasure hunter, no point in giving him a spell, the boots of speed, or sorry, the bonus for speed, for the potion of speed. No sense, right? So just got to think about that one. Decay still works the same. Basically, it eliminates the armor or weapon of the model that's been targeted. So those are the few changes. There have been 5 spells that have been affected by the changes in the 2nd edition. I hope you found that useful. If you run Chronomancers or like some of these spells, these may be good news or bad news for you. Let's see. But anyway, share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.